All right, today we're gonna be here with, I like to call it one of the unlikeliest of friendships, because it's something that I never would have ever imagined would have gotten this close. She was one of my supervisors when I met her at my old job. And then just throughout some situations that had happened, we got closer and closer. And then now we talk, I say, maybe at least once a week.
At least.
Yeah, for sure. And one of my closest friends, for sure. Somebody I talk to, somebody I ask advice when I need it. Just somebody I love very much. Johnell Johnson.
I love you too. I love you too.
How you been?
Good. I've been good. Been great, actually.
That's good. That's
Great.
good to hear.
Yeah.
Really.
Really good.
So I just want to start off how we met and kind of introduce who you are. And I think once we get into how we met and then what you had gone through, even in the short time that I've known you, it'll say a lot about your character. And I think it's a very interesting story.
I remember how I met you. It was the exit side of our job, exit side. And you were doing training. And I know I had seen you before, but I think you were training, right? Were you training? Maybe.
That day, the one that you said,
Where I'm like,
this
oh,
is my
he's
favorite one?
cool. Yeah,
No, I was already
like
signed off.
You were already done? Okay, well.
Yeah.
But I just remember saying like, oh yeah, I like him. But that was the first time I think I had verbally acknowledged that I thought you were cool. Like, you were just cool. I knew you were one of those people that I would click with, per se.
I don't know how you knew that, because I was still new. Like I didn't know anybody really. And
I don't know.
I kind of was just trying to fit in, I was trying to find my people and I didn't have any. So when you said that, I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
I feel like it's a culture thing. Like also, there's a difference in not in a positive way. There's just a melting pot of people, but you have people who have a different twang to them, I'll say. And I think you had that.
Can we name them by their motto? I work at the happiest place. I used to work at the happiest place. Okay. How about that? The happiest place ever.
Yes.
That's where we used to work. Okay. Just so people have a understanding. Because if you say there's a difference in culture, they're not going to really understand.
That's fair.
But
that's fair.
The difference is 110%. It's very bipolar.
Yeah.
Or it's very polar. Because there's normal people and then there's fanatics.
Yeah. Yeah. And we didn't fall under that line of fanatics. Well, you might have just from, I wouldn't say I would. I don't feel like you were like that when you
I always wanted to work there.
Whether I knew that or not.
Because I always wanted to work there, but my personality doesn't necessarily align with fanatic. Like my personality is not fanatic, but the nostalgia I have for it, like the love I have for nostalgia, that's what I'm sucking for. So that's what I like about it. That's what I enjoy from that place.
And maybe that's what it was. Because I loved it too. 100%. I just wasn't a fanatic. So there was a difference.
You worked there for how long?
Ultimately, it was 8 years. Almost 10 years. Almost a decade.
And how did it end? What happened that ended that decade? What closed that chapter?
It ended abruptly. Realistically, I became a mom. So when I got pregnant with my daughter, during my pregnancy, the very early stages of my pregnancy, I went through some trauma. And I took some time off of work. When I went back to work, the vibe was just different for me. And at that point in my life, I was already going through so much, be it transitioning into becoming a mom, going through the trials that I was going through, which was really, truly the most challenging. Like when I think about that time, if other people were to go through it, people don't survive shit like that, It was heavy. So
as fuck. Because I was there witnessing everything that was happening, even though we weren't as close. And I think that's what made us closer.
It is. It is 100%. Because like I said, that's when I knew for sure beyond that work environment. But Going back to that environment and feeling the way that I felt at that time, really ultimately it was about me making a decision that was healthiest for myself because I was already, like I said, sick, going through a lot. It just became an environment that I felt like I don't want to be here anymore. I don't feel welcomed. I don't feel everything that I was, everything
Right.
that had become, all that I poured into that time, the relationships I had built. This is what I felt at the time, whether it was truly what was happening. It just wasn't the same. So it felt very unhealthy for me, and I had to leave. But it was very abruptly. I didn't understand what was happening, but a lot of personalities had changed. People were different, and it just felt like that chapter was forced to close essentially. So that was it. But in the midst of that, like when I finally learned after that year of leaving Disney, of being a mom and spending that time, and when I learned and put pieces together what had happened, I remember thinking back at how you would always call me and check on me. You would always, hey, how you doing? Even if it was, just 2 seconds to see if I was okay. And when I finally had understood and learned everything that had really happened, and it was all misunderstandings, it was people being human, it was people making
Yeah.
mistakes, it was people making poor choices. But in the midst of all that, you still, being kind of in the middle of it, made a conscious decision to still show up for me. And
Yeah,
that was
because
it.
I knew you already. It had
Yeah.
gotten to a point where I knew you,
Yeah.
and people were. I was hearing like little, just drama, bullshit, and it was the equivalent of somebody just telling you shit about your homie,
Yeah.
and it's like, that's not true. That's not necessarily true. I think I would know. I just talked to her yesterday, but
Right.
I wasn't saying that because I don't know if they're right. So I was kind of in the middle, like, is this true? Is this not true? That doesn't sound like she would do it. So I would call
The
you
difference,
to check up on you,
that was the difference.
and then I would just be like, yo, like, what's up? And then I would kind of gauge, I would hear your side,
Yeah.
because they say there's three. I think you told me this
Three
actually.
sides to every
Yeah.
story.
What are they?
One, the other, and the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. I was calling you just to see if I should fucking hop on the bandwagon and be like, I mean, is Johnell really this piece of shit human that I don't even know? It doesn't seem like it. I wouldn't
That's
know.
just crazy to think, because that's what it was.
It's crazy because of how popular you were. Like, everybody knew you. Everybody. You were a lead at so many places. You were you had so many positions. I don't even know. Everybody knew you somehow, some
Yeah.
way. So when I would kick it with you and we were at work, it was always like, "Oh, what's up, Johnell? Oh, what's up?" Like, everyone, even guests. I
Yeah.
don't even know how. You'd be like, "Oh, these people always come to
Yeah.
say what's up." I
It
would be
was a
like,
good time.
"Bro, what the fuck is this? What is she on, bro? You're tripping." Like,
It was a good
I
time.
don't
I
know that
miss
many
that.
people, but all these people know you and they actually fuck with you. And then it went from that to just one day,
Complete opposite.
complete opposite.
Yeah.
And then people were telling me just different things. Horrible, not horrible, but just definitely negative. Like,
Yeah.
concretely negative. And it just was nothing like you. So that's what I would do. I would just check up on you, and now we're here.
Yeah. I actually remember the first day I told you too, when it kind of dawned on me, when I, like I said, understood what had happened. That was such a hard time for me. One that I can speak about it now because I'm far from it. I go through things, but it doesn't, I'm able to navigate things a lot better in my life now. But at that time, transparency, like even in the midst of becoming a mom, like I kind of felt like I wanted to die. Like that sounds intense, but I really felt that way because my world had just gone from something that felt so good to something that I felt so shitty all the way around. All the way around. Like going through what I went through again during my pregnancy, feeling like I lost so many people I valued a lot and put a lot of
Yeah.
time in, like a lot. Like, was I human? Did I make mistakes? Was I a perfect being? No, nobody is. But those were relationships and people that I genuinely loved. So in a heartbeat, and especially in a way that I wasn't aware of, kind of like blindsided into, actually, none of us fuck with you. On top of everything that I was going through. And realizing that when you were in the middle of that, you just chose to not, you chose to check up. But that was the difference. Like
Yeah.
I said, you called. If those people had have just called and asked questions,
They
they
would
would have
find out the truth.
known,
It was that
you know?
simple. It's that
They would have
simple.
known.
Yeah.
And instead, it was an opportunity to just, you know, do whatever they needed to do, be human beings in reality, because that's what it is. We're all human. We do things that will hurt people. We make poor choices. And I think a lot of poor choices were made at a very horrible time. But I appreciate
And I think that was a
everyone.
wake up call for me too, because seeing how everybody did that to you,
Mm-hmm.
we kind of talked to the same people. We
Mm-hmm.
kind of close around the same people. Small percentage of those people in particular were very close to you. And seeing how they did you, I was like, damn, like, if you do that to her, and you know her longer than you know me, because she's worked here longer than I have, well, you're a fucking dick. It just made me completely see a lot of the people that we hung out with, that I hung out with outside of work, that I thought was like, yo, I'm here. Like, these are my homies, bro. Like, this shit feels like I kick it with these people more than I kick it with
It's family.
my own family.
It's really a family culture, though. Like, that's actually what it is. Literally.
It
Until
is.
you're out of it.
Yeah, and I didn't know that. I thought it was because we'd kick it outside of work. We were always doing shit outside. It had finally found like I was like, yo, I found my people for real.
Yeah.
Like, this was some really, really dope shit. And then it all just in one day when I left, because I was already over too. And I had Uno reversed the company the entire time. They were trying to get me. They would always nit me because I was always late. And that's really what got me in the end. I was always late. But towards the end of it, I didn't give a fuck anymore because I had another job lined up for the next day. Literally, I started the next morning. And so on the last day I got in trouble, I was like, oh, don't even worry about it. Tomorrow's my last day. And they hit me finally with the Uno reverse, like, no, motherfucker, today is your last day, right now. And they got me. And I was so upset, I really didn't know what to say to anybody. Because I was working there for 2 years.
It wasn't longer at that point?
I don't remember. Because COVID took away a year.
Oh, okay.
So I was like there for 3, I guess you can say technically,
Ish.
but it was really 2. I don't know, I kind of felt like I had made a few really close guy friends and some really close girlfriends. Like, there was really one particular squad that, honestly, they don't even watch my shit. I probably don't think they'll watch my shit. It doesn't even matter, but I really fucked with them. I really did. And the day that everything went down and I left, I really didn't know what to say to them. Like, I didn't know how to break it. And it was in the midst of a lot of change in my life. It was when my heart started to become weak and I got a new job. And I was still overcoming the fact that I just got fired. Like, I left this place that I was at for 5 days a week for 2 years, kicking it with the same people outside of work. It was a big change. It was a big change.
Culture shock.
Like, I didn't know you could experience heartbreak outside of a relationship. Or I guess you can say it was a relationship, but a romantic relationship. It was the first time I found out you could have heartbreak outside of a romantic one. And, you know, shit happened, time passed, and no one said shit, like, ever. And I was like, what the fuck? And that was it. It just fell off after that.
I kind of feel like that's the culture of that particular job too. Like when you're really in it, you're in it heavy. Because like you said, 5 days a week, sometimes 6. You spend a lot of time with those people outside of work. It's a family-oriented type job. Eventually, when you find your tribe of people.
Yeah.
And once you're not in it no more, you're not in it no more. And that's what it is. You know, that part of you kind of literally dies.
I don't even know how to describe it, bro. It definitely, I know it changed you.
Yeah.
It definitely changed you leaving because that whole thing, because it was outside of work as well, right? All of the stuff that was
What was
affecting
happening.
you, essentially it killed you, who
It
you
did.
were.
1,000,000%. A
Yeah.
1,000,000%. Like, even within, I would say, a year after that, without having known everything that was happening, not only becoming a parent, but that time forced me to look at myself because when you're dealing with, especially so many different angles, okay, well, hold on, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Because obviously not, not necessarily family, but in all angles of my life, I feel like I was falling apart. So I have to be the culprit. So when people fairly close to me kind of were on a bandwagon against me, would have felt like, okay, so something's wrong with me.
Right.
And either way, right or wrong, understanding those perspectives or not, I still did have to kill. That version of me died forcefully. I will never smile or interact with people the same ever because my trust within people is completely different. I used to imagine some of those people being at my wedding, being in my child's life, being like their, them being my child's uncles and aunts, like real close relationships. I
Yeah.
pictured it.
Especially
Like,
because you were there for almost 10 years.
yeah, that's a long time. Like,
Yeah, because
that,
if I felt that way for
that was
2,
deep. Yeah.
I can't even imagine what it would feel like for 8.
Yeah, those relationships were very, they meant a lot to me. They did. Whether it looked that way at all times, whether they fully felt that way, and some of those things I never got to know because I never heard how those people felt. I learned through situations and other people, unfortunately. But it changed the way that I look at people because you can love somebody and you can feel loved by them deeply. And one day, all that shit could be gone.
Does it make you question whether it was real or not, though?
100%. It did. That's part of the reason it changed me. I actually went crazy. That's how I felt to say that. Did I have some type of like diagnosis or something? No, but the amount of nights I sat up literally as a mother of a newborn baby before I had my child just wondering what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Why did I deserve this person to do this and that person? Why did this person say that about me? Why didn't they say it to me? Am I not approachable? Are they intimidated by me? Is it my fault? Is what some of what they're saying true? Is it a perception thing and I just didn't realize? And it drove me crazy because nothing made sense. Like, I know I'm not that person in reality, but hundreds of people made me feel that way at once, all at once. So I must be. I went crazy. It's like an identity crisis, to be honest with you.
Yeah, for sure. Because I always have the mentality that everything's your fault, right? Like, you have to take full accountability for everything. But your case is one of the situations, one of the circumstances that makes me question that entirely. Because how, at all, in any way, was any of that your fault? How? I don't see it. I really can't see it.
In that particular situation, none of it. In that particular situation, the trauma that essentially started it all, I was a victim of something. That was reality. I was a victim of something. I didn't provoke anybody. I didn't antagonize anyone. Something happened to me, and it put me in a really bad situation after the fact. But the things that came out regarding that situation and people's feelings, like, I mean, maybe those were things that I did subconsciously, but a fact of people coming to you and expressing those things, that's a different thing. Like, if you do something that bothers someone that you care about, you talk to them.
Yeah.
I didn't get that, though. That was different. So,
And
which
people
also
were just jumping
confused
from
me.
left to right, saying this
Yeah.
happened, this happened, this happened, this happened.
Yeah,
And then drawing a whole fucking conclusion from everything they just assumed.
right.
Where I was
Exactly
getting the
that.
same steps. I was getting the same things. And I was like, that doesn't sound like her. I'm going to call and see.
Right.
And with just a simple phone call, you find out everything is not true. At least from your side.
Right.
Which is the side that I'm going to fucking listen to because I know you.
And you're also present for it. Like, one of the rumors, I think the biggest of it, was that I had taken a blessing that I got after the trauma and went on like vacations and blew all the money on some BS. Like, and I was in a crisis, a traumatic moment, and I was homeless. Actually homeless. I didn't have a home with my name on it. I had nowhere to go, and I was pregnant and on my way to becoming someone's parent, and I didn't have a home. That was
Yeah.
my reality.
And you had just absolutely nowhere to go.
Nowhere, literally nowhere to go. Was
That's why you
I
went
was meant
to
to go to
Chicago.
that, by the way.
You
No,
went
not Chicago. I went to Indiana.
Indiana.
Well, I went there closer to when everything happened because I wanted to leave. I was scared. Like, I was scared. Like, when everything at first happened, I'm getting the hell out of here. I was scared. So that was me running it. That's a vacation, then guilty as charged.
I'm I'm not sure because I know you did another podcast a few months ago, or maybe even a year ago now.
Over a year ago. That was well over
But
a year
I don't
ago.
know if you got to say exactly
How it
your
happened?
exactly. Yeah.
I did.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
okay.
even, that was the only time I got to speak my truth about what
Right.
happened, which even now, like, I don't feel as strongly about it. I don't.
Exactly. But now that you're past it, not completely, but some time has passed. I
Nearly
feel like now
completely.
you probably have a different perspective.
I do.
And
I don't feel the same. I'm almost nearly completely over it in a sense it doesn't haunt me. I don't feel so emotionally connected to it. I think about those people, but it doesn't, not in a way that's painful for me anymore, which feels great.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the same boat, honestly. I used to think about it. Not that it hurt me, but it was always like, damn, like I always wondered what the fuck happened because it was so cool. But it's not something I could really talk about with people because they don't understand. But you understand. So when I would call you, we talk about it. And it was kind of like we went through similar emotions. You just went on a higher emotional roller coaster, but I kind of went in the same way. I kind of felt the same things, just on a lower scale.
Yeah.
And I never really got to tell them like goodbye or like it was cool while it lasted. Because one of my favorite movies, the moral of the story is that heartbreak isn't the most painful thing in life. The most painful thing in life is not taking a chance to say goodbye.
I agree.
And I never got that. So, I mean, I guess you can say through all the podcasts I've had, none of them, I don't think they watch. But if they do, for some reason, because they're seeing you now on here, they might click on it, higher percentage chance.
I
But
don't
if
even
they
see those
do,
people no
I want to say fuck you, bruh. If any of you are watching and you know who you are, and for her too, fuck you. I just want to say that. Fuck you.
This is my little brother, and that's love.
For not saying
I-
anything, bro, because I thought we were cool, bro. I really did. I
Yeah.
thought we were all tight, and the next day I just got dropped. I never felt that. But now it taught me the same thing that you learned, which was, I mean, maybe it's not a healthy habit, but I don't let people in as much anymore. But at the same time, I'm also focused on something else, which is this and my personal life, which is honestly just getting fit, getting healthy, and becoming successful. And anybody else who's not on that, I don't give them my energy at all whatsoever.
I think that's boundaries, though. I wouldn't say that that's. You might know of a habit you have of not letting people in intentionally, but I think it's boundaries, which I have now too, which is why I am the way I am now. Some of it is still trauma, which again, I went through something extremely heavy from a lot of different angles, but I don't get close to people, and it's boundaries because I know how people are. Like the friends I have that I'm close to are people who've been in my life for a long time.
Right.
Still.
Yeah. Me too.
New friends, people that I meet now, like someone that I have I would say fairly close relationship with now, one of my coworkers in my current line of work, it took them 8 months for me to be like, I like you, you're kind of cool. Like the old version of me, the version of me that literally died during that time, used to people please as well, like want to go above and beyond to see people happy because that's something that made me feel good. It did, but it also might have been, not might have, it was a big part of people pleasing. This version of me, I don't want you to necessarily like me. I'm not here for you to like me. I just want to be myself, project who I am in a positive way. I'm still me, but
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about going the extra mile. Like, for example, I think I might
Just
have told you
conserving your
this.
energy.
100%. I think I told you there was a time I was gonna like buy somebody a coffee one morning or something, just being my normal self, and I was just like, nope. I don't want them to be like, oh, that was so sweet. I want to be your friend. No, you don't.
No,
I don't want
you
to be
don't.
friends. No, you don't want to be my friend. You don't think I'm cool. I don't want you to think I'm extra cool and you want to be my friend. That's the point. Me going the
Exactly.
extra mile would
You
show
don't.
you. Yeah, I don't. No, they. Yeah, exactly. So that's my that's my way of blocking it. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but that's I still see it as a boundary.
After enough heartbreak throughout my life, whether it was relationships, whether it was friendships I thought I was gonna have for the rest of my life. After enough times, it's really hard for me to let anybody in. I'm not good at it. I'm very hard to break that glass, or that it's not glass, it's what's the opposite? It's like a brick wall. And especially after leaving there, it just taught me it doesn't matter how close you think they are, they just dip out. So I have those walls up, and now I struggle trying to figure out if it's just me or if it's supposed to be like that, especially as a man or trying to become a man. You know, you're supposed to be rock solid. You're supposed to not necessarily be emotionless, but always have your emotions under control. And I mean, I guess I'm still trying to figure it out, whether I should open up more or just keep it the same way. Because it gets lonely is what I'm saying.
Yes, I concur. I can attest to that. It's very lonely, very lonely. But that goes with quality over quantity. Like you've said it. Like if you have a lot of friends, something along
Yeah, if
those
you got a
lines,
lot of
right?
friends, you don't have many friends.
Exactly. So even like at that environment, in that environment rather, who was I? Like I was a person who everybody loved.
You were.
Realistically, that's how I felt anyways. That's what it felt like. That's how people treated me.
You most definitely were. It wasn't even about how you felt. That's just how it was, literally. That was the
And
entire facade, I guess you can say. Not the
right.
facade, but the entire
At least that was a perception, right?
perception is the word I'm looking for.
And why though? Was it because I was being a person that I want to be a person that fully satisfied myself, or was I pleasing other people? I was. That's who I was then, which, again, I'm happy I went through what I went
It's
through.
not what that was entirely, though.
Not entirely. It's not. A big
But
part
I
of it
could
was.
see how people pleasing would get you into that position.
Not entirely, yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, not entirely
'Cause it
for
was
sure, because you had to be
100% who I
intentional.
was. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's who I am. But
The
again,
cherry
there's
on top
boundaries.
is the people pleasing.
Because
Yeah.
you got to have the cherry on top to be in that environment,
Yeah, for sure.
right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Now that I'm looking for more people, because I said it was lonely, I'm chasing my dreams at the same time that I'm looking for more people. But I've come to learn that most people don't. They're not on that. So I like to call people out on their bullshit, because that's me being as authentic as possible. Is calling people out on their bullshit. Anytime someone's saying like dumb shit, or someone's lying, or someone's just on bullshit, I just call it out right then and
You
there.
don't have time for it.
And it's very contradictory, because I do this to everybody except for the people I'm closest to. It's really weird, and I don't know why I do this.
Yeah, that's actually crazy.
I don't know why I do this, but the people I'm the closest with, very close to me, if they do some shit I don't like, I won't say anything.
That's horrible.
It's horrible. And I'll hold on to it. And they do something else I don't like, I'll hold on to it. And it keeps building and building and building until one day I fucking snap.
Do you realize?
And it pours. Everything will pour.
That's essentially what, in somebody's version of the story, that's exactly what happened to me in that place?
I could see that. I mean, I don't necessarily understand it, because you've never even made me feel that way. Not even once.
No, to be fair, but there's perspective and there's perception.
Right.
Just like working in that environment, I learned, that's actually where I learned the word perception. Maybe not learned it, but really it had to be applied to my life,
Right.
because people's perception mattered. That person thinks that you're not approachable.
I had that perception all the fucking time. I mean, maybe I fed into it because I was fucking younger. I had a bigger ego. I kind of didn't want people to come around me unless you were cool. You know, if I thought you were cool, then I'd fuck with
That's
you.
subjective.
If exactly, it's subjective to me. So
That's
if I
true.
thought you were cool, then I'd be cool with you. But sometimes people would be like, the people that I was cool with, they would say, dude, a lot of people think you're a fucking dick. And I'm like, that's because I can be.
Really?
Yeah. And it'd be specifically people I don't talk to.
Actually,
Like if I don't think you're cool, I just kind of ignore you.
nothing. Yeah.
Not necessarily fuck you, but just I give you none of my energy whatsoever because I genuinely don't give a fuck what you have to say. And it wasn't like, yeah, it was just that I guess can come off as just very egotistical and
I didn't get that from you.
because I liked you, because I was cool with you.
Yeah, I would not have liked you if I
Yeah,
saw
100%
that.
you
Yeah.
wouldn't have. Now I tend to check myself. 100% I see where I was wrong in that and then why I didn't go up. That was what was wrong with me, was that I was too egotistical. I thought I knew everything. But after enough heartbreak and enough trials and error just in life comes wisdom. And I learned to like check myself and don't be as egotistical because you never know. You don't know people. You don't know shit. And the more you realize you don't know shit, the more open-minded you are to just being homies with anyone and everyone. Because I don't really
Right.
like to judge people.
Right.
It's so contradictory too because it's like the yin and yang. You have to balance it. I try not to judge people, but when I judge, like you have to judge people on a certain level. Because if I notice that you're not going to go anywhere in life, you're not doing anything for me,
What's the point?
like what's the point of you taking my energy? Why am I
Right.
even going to entertain this for?
Right.
And I did that for, I mean, a lot of people in my life. I mean, it's gotten even to the point where I think I'm honestly just going to just delete my Instagram. Because I think I talked to you about this, right, the other day?
You did.
Because what's the point? What's the point? I have all these people that I know. This is social media that I know. Everybody, mostly. I would say 95%. I know these people personally. I met them at least at one point in my life. So when I post on Instagram, I feel like this gotta be my best shit because this is all the people that I fuck with. Funny enough, on Instagram is where I get the least amount of interaction. So it's like, fuck these fools.
Okay, but with Instagram too, thinking about it, how much does algorithm play into that? Because that is a thing. Like you have people who have more followers who still go through that. Like this
Yeah.
posted, you see it, you know?
I
mean,
don't
but
know.
there is people, of course, who ignore it because you have the culture of scrolling and just.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna say that I don't do it
Yeah,
either.
exactly.
I'm not gonna say that I
Yeah.
don't do it either. And I'm not gonna play fucking victim here.
Right.
I do the same exact thing.
Right.
But that's even more to the point. What the fuck am I doing? I'm watching too. Why? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about
Yeah, that's fair.
70% of these people. I just know them. I know them. I fucked with them at one point. I may not fuck with them as hard as I do with some
No.
people now.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, then
What's the point?
what's the point?
Yeah.
Might as well start over
Right.
and get new people that I fuck with.
Mhm.
But essentially what I'm trying to do is kill my old self. Because I think the old me is what's holding me back between me identifying as a lazy person. Like subconsciously.
Do you?
Like subconsciously,
Still?
yeah. Like I'm lazy. Like I don't like to go to the
You
gym.
actually identify as that still? No?
I think subconsciously, yeah.
What do you mean by that? If you're not moving that
Because anytime I'm doing shit that I'm not supposed to be doing, I know I'm being lazy. Like I know I'm supposed to be editing way more than I actually do. And I do edit a decent amount, but I should be going like ham. And I told you, I'm 100%, I'm an extremist. I'm either 0 or 100. So when I'm right in the middle, I feel like I'm just like a lazy fuck, doing anything. Like I'm not putting my all into it. So one of the loops that I am consciously aware of putting myself through is going through Instagram. Because Instagram is what keeps me in my old self, because these are all the people that I've met prior to today.
being connected to them still?
Yeah, just
essentially?
checking in, keeping the same
That's
loops,
fair.
seeing like, especially a lot of people from high school. It's like, I gotta kill my old self.
That's
If I
fair.
wanna do this shit, like me in high school would have never done this, because I didn't know what the fuck to talk about. But now I'm learning, I'm trying. Now I'm trying. I'm not afraid to try and be myself. I don't know, I kind of feel like people just watching are just low-key hating. Because you're not interacting, you're just watching, that's it.
Do you
So-
feel like you're hating when you're just watching?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
Because when people post some shit that I feel like I could do better, I'll be like, that's whatever. It's mid.
Okay. Okay.
But that's just the competitive perspective that I have, I guess. Social media specifically.
I will say, like recently, I changed my number,
Right.
and I've never done that in my life ever.
Mhm.
I do feel a different sense of freedom being disconnected from not just necessarily a specific group of people, but just having control now of who I want connected to me, who I want in my life, who I want to engage with, who I want to expel energy for. Like, it's my choice now. That's a boundary as well. So looking at it like that, if that's what you wanted to do to kind of just fresh start, it is a fresh start. It feels good.
Yeah, it's very scary though.
It is.
That's one of the things that's like holding me back. Well, the other thing would be that I don't want to kill all those people.
You
Because
don't
that's what it
have
would be.
to.
No, it really would though. Because
No,
again,
no,
I'm an
but
extreme
Like,
person.
you don't have to.
No, I do.
To kill them?
Yeah.
All? Like, off
Kill
of
them
your
all.
mind?
They're all dead. Kill them all. Because I feel like I'm on that energy already. I'm leaning more towards it. Every time I post, it's like I almost get like no interaction. I get more interaction on posts where I have no one that I know. Like on my TikTok, I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
On my YouTube, I don't know anybody. Well, on YouTube, it's a little bit different because you have subscribers. It's not like necessarily on social media. But I don't know anybody. And people on social media that I don't know anybody fuck my shit harder than people who do know me. So like, if I'm gonna transition to this is who I am now, fuck the old me. But you can't say fuck the old me because you already have the perception. You already know who I am. Or you think you do. But I'm trying to change. I'm trying to be not that anymore.
I mean,
I'm trying to be someone else.
That's evolving though too.
Right.
Which we're all supposed to do that.
So even when I make it, when I know I'm gonna make it, people gonna be like, "Oh, I've been following you since day one." No, you didn't, bitch. Fuck you. I started over. No, you didn't.
I liked all those videos.
You did. And
Even
here's
if I
the
didn't
thing.
agree.
Here's the thing. You don't have to. You don't have to. That's not the point. I'm not fucking out here begging for likes.
Right.
Or like, watch my shit, please. You know.
That's
Like,
intentional support.
exactly. It's just support. Like, bro, I'm fucking with your shit. Because I know my shit's fire.
It is.
And really, my shit isn't even for them. It's for me. That's why I post it. That's why when I get no likes, it's like, I don't give a fuck. Because it's for me. The yang to that would be, I do give a fuck on Instagram. Why? Because I know these people.
Right.
So when they don't do shit, I'm like, all right. All right. For sure.
Yeah, I guess that's tough. As far as killing yourself, like killing that version of yourself. I don't know, like when I spoke with a friend, I did a podcast, the one that I did I would say that's it'll be 2 years later this year.
No way.
Yes.
2 years that we were talking about we need to do a podcast?
Damn,
Me and you.
Yeah.
No way.
In like September, August, September, it'll be 2 years. Yeah.
Fuck.
That wasn't last year. Yeah. And my baby was a baby still. She's big.
Yeah.
But something that friend pointed out was, like, I was kind of stuck in that time because I wasn't allowing those people, like those versions of those people to die. Like, they didn't give a fuck. They weren't harping on it. They didn't care. They were maybe here and there talking about it. Literally, they moved on from it. But I wasn't able to.
Because it was you. It was your main story. But it was just in detail in their life.
Yeah. And they were very much a part of in a major way. But
yeah, I kind of feel like I'm on the same page.
Kill them, like let them die off, essentially, that version of them, opposed to just accepting what it was, I guess. That kind of killed them off, accepting that. I mean, it was what it was. They didn't care. Like, you can conclude that people are doing a specific something for a reason, like not engaging because they don't want to. Or you can conclude that they're just not engaging because they're just fucking scrolling, and move on with that reality.
Right.
I understood that those people weren't for me, this version of my life, I guess. Like, I would not be who I am today still connected to those people, actually. Like, whether it was by choice, by force. And it's not like all of them I don't speak to, but, the people I was closer to, some of them, a couple of them I still have conversation with, and I have love for all of those people. But I would not be who I am today if I was still connected to them either.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you could say that for all the relationships that I've lost throughout my whole life.
Yeah. That's me being happy it happened, I guess. Now, being able to be grateful it happened. I wouldn't necessarily say happy.
I am.
Grateful. Happy?
What's the difference?
Happy and grateful?
Hmm.
The only thing I could say I would go through again to get the result
I'm
that
not
I
even
got.
necessarily talking about the people at work.
No, like, or I guess not necessarily them, but that time period in my life, being grateful it happened versus being happy it happened.
Oh, okay. Well, for you, it's a lot different.
Yeah, I mean, but
Well,
that's
no,
perspective.
exactly. At the same time, it'll be a perspective.
It's
It's up to you.
perspective, yeah. But am I happy I went through it? Absolutely not. Not at all.
Right.
I'm grateful because I understand why it needed to happen.
Yeah, you understand now what it took to become who you are
Yeah,
today.
right. Yeah, I would be a completely different person. I believe so.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful, but I'm not happy about it. That shit hurt, very bad. I was forced. That version of me was forced to die. Essentially, like that's like I didn't kill that version of myself. That version of myself was murdered.
Literally.
She was killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah, it's
I
tough.
had a whole world tell me who I was, and I had to just like eat it.
Do you think heartbreak is death?
Yes. You're not the same once your heart is broken. You have to know reality to swallow the pill for to feel it. I think heartbreak. My heart wasn't really broken fully until I learned what happened to me in that situation, and it killed me literally. I do think so. Heartbreak is understanding the reality to something. Heartbreak is accepting things. It could be rather. When you accept something, it breaks your heart if it's, painful. Yeah, I think it could be death. 100%.
So do you kill those people when you get heartbroken? They die. I think that's what it is.
Kind of going back to what I told you that friend said, like I didn't let them die. They did though. Like, because those versions of them and the people that I thought they were, in that moment, the
died.
reality is they were not those people.
Right.
Not to say what intent was, but just the reality of it is, in my mind, you would never say the things that I've heard you say. You would never intentionally hurt me. You would never do that.
Right.
Like the
And
way
you
that
just
you
did.
poured into me and loved me all these years and made me feel like I mattered to you, you would not do that.
Right.
And you did.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
shit.
I don't kill them. You
That's
kill
just you,
yourself.
'cause, yeah, I don't know who you are.
Yeah,
That
that's the worst
person
feeling
was
ever.
you. That was genuinely the worst feeling ever. They say that people dying, literally like dying. I mean, obviously that's painful, but you have something to accept, a real reality. Versus when someone dies and they're very much still alive. That is the most painful thing to experience.
Yeah, and I think that's probably most common in romantic relationships. Because you
After
really
breakup.
feel like you knew this person. And then you don't. You never did. I often ponder, and not just romantic relationships, but all relationships that I had growing up and throughout my whole life with people that I used to be close to. I often wonder, this is one thing that I do struggle with. Not struggle, I hate using the word struggle, but ponder, I guess you can say. I think about this often. But I often wonder if the people I think about still think about me. If I was as significant in their lives as they were in mine.
Yeah, me too. Especially in that world, to be honest with you.
Right. I don't know, I think it's maybe a question that I'll never get the answer to. Because I can never tell if any of it was real. Because what that leads to is was any of it real? And that's really what I want to know at the end of the day. Because how can something so strong, something that felt so, it's essentially God. God is all loving. And when you feel that emotion, it's like nothing else. It's almost like that's the point of life. So when you get that taken away from you, from the very source that it was giving you,
Yeah.
bro, you completely changed to a different person.
You
It's
die.
fucking dark. You don't die. Or maybe you do. Everybody dies. They die,
We all die.
and now you die.
Not literally, Lord. Relax. I mean, we are, but not anytime soon. I mean,
You don't ever wonder that?
if they think about me
Yeah.
still, all the time. Still. All the time, actually. Like, especially for me, with those situations, not having the closure, which this, that time in my life also taught me, like, I really had to swallow the pill that you don't always get the closure that you feel you deserve, that you feel you need to move on.
Yeah.
You might not get it. You might not get those answers, and you
I
have
hate
to.
that so much.
It is one of the worst feelings ever, but it's you have to live with it. And I think because of that, I wonder if some of them think about me, the version of me that I've understood that they had in their minds, their perception of who I was. I wonder how they feel now, or if they think about me. Oh, they might not. I know I do because they really did matter to me, you know. And if I was of any significance to them, I think that I probably do cross their mind because we're human and love is still real. It's not that I felt like that time was fake because I know it wasn't. Those relationships, they were very real, which is why that time period was so much harder for me to deal with, I think. It wasn't fake, it was real.
But how do you know? That's what
That's
bothers
a
me the
feeling.
most. Because
How
if
you
it
know if
was,
it's real?
yeah, if it was real, then it would have never ended.
That's not true. I mean, because we all evolve.
Maybe I'm too young. Maybe I'm too young to know like that.
I think that's not true, rather, my perspective. Because again, there's evolving, there's growth, but there's also being human. And in being human, you make mistakes and poor choices, kind of back to that, because that's all it takes. Like the game of telephone. If you tell me somebody did something and I go repeat it, that's also the culture of that environment, right? And that's being human. I got some teeth for you, you know? And loud and wrong as human beings, but yeah. So I do wonder if they think about me still. I think about them from time to time. It just doesn't hurt so much now.
Recently, I spoke to someone who used to be in my life for a long time. I would have thought they would be the same spark. But maybe, I don't know if it was just the day or if that's just the reality of it. But it's not there. I thought it would have been the same. But it wasn't. And I don't know, I kind of felt like they didn't really fuck with me as hard as they used to. And I thought they would have.
Then that would mean they haven't evolved.
They have or they haven't? They have.
Have not.
Why
Like
would
if they still fuck with you, because I mean, especially with how long had it been since you had talked to this person?
I want to say 7 years.
That's a long time. I also learned throughout that time period.
No, I'm so faded. I'm so faded.
Are you tripping?
Yeah, it was like
Longer?
3 years.
3
No.
years is
Yeah.
still.
It was like little bit on and off a few years
3 years
after
is still
graduation.
A long time. That's still a long time, though.
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
just think about evolving. Like when you're intentional, anyways. You were young at that time, so I mean, who's to say? But in 3 years, if you're the exact same person that you were, you're probably
No, they're not the
not
exact same
doing
person.
it. Right. So that's kind of my point exactly.
Because I kind of feel like I'm at my peak right now, mentally. Now, obviously not physically, I'm trying to get there. But every day I feel like I'm at my peak. I'm always going to feel like I'm at my peak. Like me, last year, didn't know what today me knew, right? So, I don't know, I kind of feel like me talking to these people, I'm like, bro, this is the best version of me. Like, I learned so much, I changed so much.
You
Like,
have
come on, bro.
a lot.
Like, come on, like,
A lot.
come on, bro. I have so much shit to say. All this shit's happened, but no. I don't know, maybe I do struggle with that. Because they don't give a fuck. And I'm like, why?
I think that also evolving and kind of being in the place that you're in your life where you're.
I'm just yearning for a connection. That's really what it is.
But it does get lonely, like you said.
Yeah.
I think
So that's why I try to look back, because obviously I can't look forward. So I
hear
look
that.
back.
I understand
and
that.
I think about like all these people who used to be in my life.
I understand that. I do understand that from the perspective, especially of wanting to pour into those relationships. Like, okay, I don't want new friends.
And no, I do want new
Not
friends.
I don't. I'm gonna pour into the people that I love that are in my life. That maybe I need to reevaluate how I am, the friend that I am,
Right.
and pour into those relationships. That's connection. I mean, for me, that's
Yeah.
for me, that's connection though.
But at the same time, I think I have a different perspective on it, where I'm like, okay, I have those. People have left. These can leave. So fuck all that. I'm gonna do this shit myself. And that's where I'm on. But it's very hard to stay, you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to do shit that doesn't box me in. Because I hate
Right.
when people ask me, what do you want to be in life? Motherfucker, I want to be everything. I want to be a director. I want to be an actor. I want to be a writer. I want to be a musician. I want to be a performer.
You just made me think of that performer that was your doppelganger in that one place.
Oh, at the happiest place?
Yeah.
Dude, Kenneth, we used to have this during the parades. This is crazy because, no, I wouldn't say that guy looked like me more than he does. He looks definitely more like me.
100%.
Yeah. But
He definitely looks like you. Like
there's this guy in the parade.
100%.
And I used to work the parades like all the time. Not in them, but like alongside them. And there's this performer who everybody thought he was my brother. Because we looked the same, had the same haircut, we were the same height.
Legit.
It was crazy. I never seen anybody that wasn't my brother that looked like me. It was weird. But he was like older.
When you can see it yourself, that's when they really look like you.
Yeah, he was like older. So he would have been older than me by like a few years, like 3 years. It was so weird. I wish I took a picture with him to show you. Like, fool, I found our brother. But I forgot where I was going with that.
Maybe just about connection and being connected
Oh,
to people
that's
who are
right.
on that.
Because I'm trying to do all of this shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, with people fucking with me, I'd be like, bro, come on, like, let's do this shit too. But no, it seems like you can't, like, people can't live your dreams.
Like having a tribe,
Yeah.
essentially, you mean? To do it with, not with you, but like that motivation essentially around you.
Right. Which
I
I
think
do
that-
have. I do have.
Oh, you do? Okay, that's
Yes,
good.
I do have. It's my homies. It's my brother. But what I'm trying to do is like become successful at it. And perhaps you could say it's still my fault that it's not as successful as it should be because I'm not pouring 100% into it. Because I know I'm not pouring 100% into it.
That's fair.
I don't know. Maybe I just think too much. I feel like I just think too much about all of this shit. I tell you all the time.
Fair.
Life's so much, Johnell. Like,
It is.
too much all the
It
time.
is.
Everything
I kind of
is
laugh
just,
about it now, to be honest.
do
Because
you?
it's always, yes.
It's always too much.
No,
It doesn't
always.
matter what's happening, it's just
It does not stop.
never.
Ever. Ever.
That's so ass.
It is. Like, I mean, even now, I recently lost my father. And we were on the phone for that. But even in that time period, I was already kind of like going through my motions. And
Preparing. Preparing.
I suppose so, yeah, because I was in position I feel like I'm in position to navigate it in a healthy way. But that's just a testament to things not stopping, you know. Life just does what life does. My dad just passed away in the middle of my stress and depression. Nah, I won't say it's not that deep. That's me putting it on thick, but life is a lot. But I think you're navigating it good, personally. You too. And me.
I think you're one of the few people who actually know, like, what. Maybe because I say to you, like, what I'm feeling as I'm going through all this. Because for the most part, I don't really tell people. Because the only girl I talk to is my girl. But that's a different relationship because to your woman, you got to be a rock. I'm not going to be spilling all the beans, like, this is how I feel.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going through. This is how I feel about this. This is how I feel about that. No. She don't need to worry about that.
You're
This
like
is what
my
I'm
little
doing.
brother, though.
Yeah,
We
so it's
established that
different. So I can say,
relationship.
like, this is shit I can say to you.
Yeah.
And it's good because I can get a woman's perspective. I mean, I guess you could say it's something like, I should be telling my mom, but at the same time, I don't like spilling my shit to my mom
I mean,
either.
that's a little different. I mean, I think I won't say subjective. People have different relationships with their mothers, though.
Yeah,
but-
definitely subjective.
And
But
you're also a man, so I don't know what
Exactly.
that feels like.
I don't know, I kind of just feel like I'm going through this shit alone. Together with some people, but alone in my own path alongside other people. Once I get it going, I'm going to get this motherfucker on the same path. So that, you know what I mean, we can both get to where we need to go.
Killing certain versions of yourself, though, and being on the page that you want to be, even by yourself, I think eventually that's what puts you in position to find, for those people to find you. Because in reality, kind of going back to even the versions of ourselves at that place, you wouldn't connect with the people you want to connect with being that person. Like, you know, wanting to be a director and wanting to do this, you would not connect with those people in that environment or amongst those, unless they were on the same type of time.
Exactly.
Which, you know?
That's why I also feel lonely.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess I just got to work on that myself.
That's nothing to work on. Loneliness is that's a real feeling.
Yeah.
That's just a, it's
I mean,
just
I
a
guess it's
feeling.
always going to feel that way, though, no?
I think so. Maybe. I mean, because you can also have a lot of people, you be surrounded by people and still feel alone. Like, that time period, speaking on it again, I felt very alone, but I know in reality there were still plenty of people that loved me and that were there for me. In
Right.
reality, but I still felt very much alone. Like, to say that I felt like at that point I wanted to die, which was my reality, that's crazy. Like, thinking back,
Right.
I know that would have affected a lot of people that really do love, that I know
Yeah,
in
for
real
sure.
life love me. I still felt alone.
Yeah,
though.
because when you go into all of it through your daily things, you know, most people don't call you every day. You probably get maybe
Right.
1 or 2 phone calls a day.
Yeah.
So you're going through it alone. I think, obviously, each of us go through our own shit alone. That's often why I find myself pondering all the other people who used to be in my life. But what it's taught me is, because I think about it so much, is we are alone. And no one's going to be able to live my dreams the way I want them to. No one's going to be able to say the things I say. No one's going to do what I want to do. So I just got to do it. I just got to fucking lock in and just do the shit that I need to do. So that's why I'm super obsessed with like cameras and recording things, because I know who I'm going to be. I want people to see it, but they're not gonna be able to see it until, because I'm thinking 10 years ahead. I'm in the future already. I'm trying to get there. And the reason I'm there is because I'm trying to shape the universe to align with that timeline. I'm trying to make it literally happen with my fucking bare hands.
That's what you're supposed to do.
The reason why I'm so obsessed with recording things and having it on video is because time is constantly slipping through my hands and it can't control it. And because I often think about the people that used to be in my life, I don't have to think about it anymore if I record it. I can always go back and check and be like, and relive it.
Yeah.
So I figured that we only get this chance to live life once. So imagine at the end of it, and I've changed into this person who recorded everything along the way. And I was able to say all the shit that I needed to say. And do all the things that I knew I was gonna do. This perception that people have of me that, he's just this guy. He's just this guy. No one gives a fuck who I am, right? Why would they? I do. And but when I do what I need to do, I can be there saying, this wasn't an accident. I've been telling you I'm finna fucking do this. And not only have I been telling you I'm finna fucking do this, I recorded the entire thing. And not only did I record the entire thing, I'm still gonna record. So that even when I am past the days that I even post what I'm recording, I record because every single moment in time that passes, you will never get back for the rest of your life. But these moments right now are being recorded. So if I sit down and have these conversations, as long as we have satellites on Earth, are eternal.
Right.
I live forever. So even when I'm not here, say I die, I could die today. These conversations are still there. I live forever. For him, whoever wants to listen, it's right there. But right now, nobody's gonna listen because no one gives a fuck. But if I keep continuing and just hammering it in, just not giving a single fuck about what that person has to say, what those people got to say, that person's got to say, what you got to say.
That's how it should be, though.
Then I'll get there.
That's how it should
And
be.
then the day is going to come like, I did it. I did it.
You're living in it right now, too, though. Already.
I gotta learn to appreciate it. Cause I feel like I'm overthinking right now. Like, oh, people aren't fucking with my shit. I gotta do the best shit possible. I feel like I just gotta drop all that and just do it.
I
Just
think
do it.
there's
Nike.
balance. Like balance and wanting, obviously, wanting to get where you're trying to go and doing it. I mean, because you're both. I mean, you are. I've watched you excel, even sitting with your cameras. You talking about buying them like you're doing it. You're living in it.
It's crazy, huh? You're
It
like one of
is.
the only people who I told all this plan to. Cause I hate
It
telling
is.
people my plans. I hate telling people my plan because I like to be like Batman. I'm fucking mysterious.
Oh, yeah, just not talking and doing.
Yeah. And I hate how long it takes for shit to happen, but slowly but surely it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like the studio I just recorded in looks fire.
Mm-hmm.
I imagined that and then I made it happen. The podcasts are getting better. I'm only on number 14, 15. I don't know. I never know. But who's fucking counting? But eventually, you know, I'm going to keep doing it. Whether I do a couple hundred, whether I do a couple thousand. You know, I don't even know that yet.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I just feel like as long as I just keep staying on the same path, then the universe will align itself around me rather than
Right.
me around everybody else.
Exactly that. Stay the course. It happened to me. It's still happening. It's
It
happening
did happen to
too.
you. That's the crazy part.
It's happening to you too, though. Like I mean, you said I guess you have to work on that, realizing. I look at it and I consider it counting your blessings. That's what I call it. Going through or not being exactly where you want to be, but appreciating where you are in the moment, good or bad. Like
Yeah.
being able to say like my bills are paid, my home is finally stable, but I'm still not, you know, whatever the case. You've done it too. You've evolved and you're on the path that you need to be.
I guess it's teaching me patience. That's one of the things that I can say I struggle with for sure. Patience. I have no patience whatsoever. I'm
Me
always trying to
too.
go. Like, let's
too.
fucking go, bro. And I'm just absolutely tired of my videos only getting like 50 views, 60 views. But my shorts will get good viewing. So that's, you know, I don't have a problem with that. But like my long form and, well, right now the only long form
The
I'm doing
longer
is
videos?
podcast. Yeah, my only long form videos that I'm doing right now is podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to vlog. But either way, I'm just tired of not having, I essentially I'm tired of myself not fucking doing what I need to do.
Who's to say you're not doing what you need to do though?
I know I need to do more than what I'm doing.
Is 50 people not a lot though? Like, think of it like
It's
this.
not a lot.
If you were to
50
walk the
people's not a
street,
lot. No,
not
50
where you
people's
want
not a
to
lot.
be, but perspective for right now and being appreciative.
It's a good point. I know what you're going
If
with this.
50 people told you your hair looks nice today, that's a lot of people telling you you got nice hair.
Yeah.
You know? I understand what you're saying too. That's just perspective. Like, you know?
Yeah,
That's
I
a
know.
lot.
Yeah, it is.
When
And
you have
that's counting your blessings.
2,000 followers and 50 people like a picture. Yeah, like y'all just scrolling past, but 50 people like some, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It is. I don't know. That's also,
I guess we're just numb. I'm numb. Or I guess we all are. To numbers. Especially on social media. It's just
social media and the culture of
nothing.
social media
Yeah.
changed a lot of stuff too.
But I think, yeah, another reason why I want to just kind of delete all of my shit is just because it's just gonna, it's another distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like my TikTok, I've had 2 TikToks before the one I have right now. They were both banned permanently for no reason.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I've had 2 TikToks prior to the one that I have now, and they just got permanently banned out of nowhere. So now what I do that I like that I do is I go on there. I don't go on my For You page. I go on my profile as soon as I open the app, post, get off. Now all my TikTok feed is my Instagram feed.
Okay.
So now it's like double negative, that app. It's all the
Yeah.
people that I fuck with that I don't get much interaction from.
Mm-hmm.
And I spend a lot of time doom scrolling, just wasting time. So if I just delete the account, I'll get the same amount of interactions and my timeline's gonna be fucked. My For You page is gonna be fucked. It's not gonna be anything that I like.
A fresh start is not bad though. At the same time,
I'm just so
I mean,
scared to do it.
I'm for it because, again, like you said, if you did it, you would at least, you're going to get the same thing you're getting now, right? I mean,
Right.
I'm going to go over there where you at. So, and whoever else I'm sure want to follow your content or engage, they're going to follow as well. But a fresh start feels good.
Yeah. I don't even know where else to take this conversation. Kenny, what do you want to hear about?
How much I love your brother and why.
Oh my fucking God, bro.
Yeah, how is he outside in the real world?
Oh, I thought you were saying me to my brother.
No,
Like me
fool.
talking about this fool. I was
No.
like, no, bro, I'm not gonna do that.
I know. Can you imagine him having a friend like me? Like, do I look like somebody he would just click with
No, right?
I only know the friends he's had
since he was little?
high school.
Your brother was. I mean, you probably still. I don't know if I would identify you as a quiet person, to be honest.
I'm not
now,
a quiet person.
I can't. See
I'm only
quiet
quiet
now.
if you don't know me.
Even then, I still don't feel like you're quiet. Maybe you would be short, but I don't feel like you'd avoid talking to people. Maybe you would. I don't know. You definitely have matured.
Depends the person.
He was really quiet, and you could tell he was young as hell. He didn't want to do nothing. He still did it though. He would complain.
Absolutely.
John, I fucking hate blah blah blah. John would be mad. He would try to leave work a lot. Sometimes I wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
You better stay and make your money, you know? Like, but what really, again, made me, like, love him a lot at a time when I said, you heard me say it, I feel like I wanted to die. Like, that's heavy, but that's real. I really feel like I wanted to die. And that was because a lot of people that I loved made me feel like I wasn't worth, like, relationships. But your brother did the opposite in that time. Like, he made me feel like I still mattered. So I was like, I remember, I think the first time I told you, I was emotional as hell because I needed you to know why it mattered so much, especially at that time. But yeah, I knew then, like, okay, we're locked in. This is my little brother. That was real. That was love. Easily.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know what like led me to that. I just was chilling, honestly. I was just chilling. I treated you just like as close as I was to the handful of other people that were there.
Yeah.
Which was only like 5 people, 5, 6 people. But they're gone. They're all gone. I've tried. Nothing. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely appreciate this. Because every time I do have a thought that I'm always thinking about, or just something that I'm stuck on, you always give me a different perspective of something that I need to hear. Or a way that I never thought about it. Or I'll talk about it with somebody else, and then maybe somebody else will give me the idea. And then you'll say, motherfucker, I told you that 3 months ago. Why are you still thinking about it? But, you know, sometimes I need to hear it 2 or 3 times.
That's human.
But I don't want to hold you any longer. I think we've talked about everything we need to talk about.
Okay.
Next one will probably be back at my place in the studio,
Yeah.
because I want to start doing a lot more of those. And the outside ones, only if it's necessary. So
We can talk about anything too. Like, I'm down. The topics that we disagree on, even like. And
I mean, I'm down if you
perspectives,
want to,
yeah,
but I don't know how much
100%.
time we have.
No. I'm saying like in the future, whatever.
Oh.
Like, I'm down.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
this one I just wanted to get more. It's more personal because I
Yeah.
wanted people to know who you were. That's kind of what I like to do. I don't give a fuck. People don't. This is my show. If you don't like to watch, fuck off. So if the first time that somebody's on, if I know you personally, which I don't do, I'm not gonna do very much. Only like select few. Like my girl even asked me, "Can I be on your podcast?" I said, absolutely not. I don't want my relationship on the podcast.
That's fair.
If I know you personally and I want you on there, you should be proud, because I don't have many people that I want close to me on here, just because I don't want my personal shit on here.
Yeah.
But I know you. We always have great conversations. I know we have great conversations and episodes in the future with current topics rather than just personal shit.
Yeah.
It was a great conversation already. So yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully I have you soon. So
Yeah.
thank you, Johnell.
Definitely. I love you.
I love you too. Thank you.